So as you know, New York is like the big apple,
Yeah.
and then Miami is like the big orange.
Yeah,
So
it's-
welcome to Miami. Let's go to eat
Thank
orange.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Lovely
Thank you.
meeting you.
So it's been an amazing opportunity for you because you come here to Miami to mentoring students right here at the Marangoni Institute.
Yes.
So how about the experience about mentoring students right now? What are they looking for?
No, I just met the students today, and I always like mentoring the students all over, America. I'm parts of different design competitions, so in the process I mentor them, and also just to give them share my experience, my journey, and so really it's always I learn a lot more than what they learn, and so this morning I spent with 2 groups of students, and then I look forward to meeting a lot more this evening.
I know you went to college for economics, for business.
Yes.
And then how do you combine? I mean, what about the combination between art, which is like fashion, and then the numbers thing, which is like business? I think it's gonna be a great combination because you have the artistic side, but at the same time you have the number side, which is really important nowadays. So how about that combination?
Well, it's always fashion was always my sort of focus, and when growing up in India, I studied economics, and that also I enjoyed. And so after I came to America to study economics, I decided to pursue fashion, and so it helps. It helps to sort of look at the numbers and really understand what sort of things, whole business, and what are the things I can control, what are the things I need to have right people around me. So it's been very helpful.
So one of the most important things nowadays, like the designers had to be like very confident with the DNA, right? And then you are from India, and then you have a very strong DNA because you know a lot about colors, you know a lot about textures. So tell me about how important it is for a designer like you to keep going with your DNA and then being on the top.
I think it's very important to have or establish your own individuality, your own stamp, and our heritage really makes us unique. And so for me, my heritage is my uniqueness and my understanding of craft. The craft that I grew up in India is very special, and so I always lean on that. I lean on that, and then I try to sort of express through my work. So my heritage really plays a big role. So I think those are the differences that makes one work unique.
Is it fashion a way to communicate who you are, your culture, your DNA?
Of course, it is, because I'm proud of it, and everyone should be proud of their own DNA, their background, and that's what sets me apart.
If you had to describe the woman you're dressing up, how do you describe that woman?
Someone who's very, passionate about something, and not necessarily passion, but how they have an interest in arts, culture, raising kids, and someone who's well-traveled, someone who appreciates beautifully crafted clothes, someone who respects the craft of fine clothing.
Exactly.
And someone who's sort of they could be anywhere. It's global, and these days I design for it. I feel like I design ultimately the global client base. She could be here, she could be in Shanghai, or she could be in a small town in India. So world has become a very small place, and I can find my ultimate consumer any parts of it.
So you are very famous, like working with Ford. So and there's so many designers, like, I mean, stopping to work with Ford or something like that. What is your speech about it?
Because there's a demand for it, but I think a lot of the designers like Stella McCartney, she always practiced what she spoke about. But a lot of the designers also sort of dropping only one quality of the one type of furs, but they're continuing to do others, because it's lucrative. So I think everyone is entitled to their beliefs, and for me, I don't personally wear fur, and we use very responsibly sourced material, and fur is actually 100% recyclable, and it doesn't leave any carbon footprint, and it can go back to nature without any negative toxic residue. So that's where I stand, but I respect everyone else's view and their personal views. And yes, there are a lot of brands who are saying they are abandoning fur, but it's interesting, because if you see closely, they're abandoning some fur products, but they're keeping the others, and they're using leather. And so it's all about how they are sourced, how responsibly they are sourced, and
how the manufacturers are doing that and creating that product,
and what sort of carbon footprint they leave.
Yeah, that's cool. Great. So I'm gonna let you go because I had so many interviews today.
No problem.
But the final question is going to be: what do you think about the fashion designers like leaving like Fashion Week in New York and then going to Paris because they think like the creative, the creative minds in New York City are leaving there, and they're not there anymore. So
I don't think that's the reason.
Okay.
I don't think.
As a designer, which is your position about it?
No, I think New York is one of the most creative places. Has always been, will always be. Nothing will take that over. Paris, yes, great. Milan is amazing, and yeah, of course, London. But New York is New York, and New York has, New York has artists. It's the ultimate home for artists of different kinds. They all come there.
Tower.
Yeah, they do come in to New York to express themselves. So for me, as a creative person, I will always be out of New York. But taking the collection and showing all around the world, sure.